What's poppin', everybody? It's been a minute, but we are back with an episode of Culture Popped. Welcome. I'm your host, Josh McDonald, and as always, I'm here with my main man, Drew, aka Dolan, and he writes comics. What's up, dude?
Hey, yeah, it's been, like I told you behind the scenes, it's been an insane day. In case, if you're watching, if you don't know what it's like and you're ready for a convention, if you've got multiple things you're trying to get done and you're getting close to the deadline, it is bug nuts. It just adds gray hairs to your head. It's nuts.
It becomes the 11th hour scramble of trying to get everything in to printers to whatever it might need to be, so you can hopefully have your stuff. And then you have to pray that FedEx doesn't drop the ball.
Yes.
We may or may not be speaking from experience. Anyway, that MegaCon's going to be hitting before you know it. So, and it feels like it is a little bit later this year. Is it?
Or? Yeah, I think last year they're still playing catch up since COVID. Honestly, they've just been kind of slowly pushing things back. And last year, I think MegaCon and C2E2 were at the same damn weekend. So, now, thankfully, they split that up. So it's MegaCon first and then C2E2 next. So,
nice.
But, things will eventually bounce out. But yeah, it just shows you just still feeling the ramifications of COVID.
Oh, yeah. In a lot of ways. You mentioned being busy. I do want to say you did just wrap up a campaign for a comic, Bloody Echoes, and it was another successful campaign for you. So kudos, Drew. And I guess the real question is, what's next?
The next campaign or the next process or
who knows? Both. Sure.
Okay. Well, right now. Campaign 2 weeks we're allowing getting us some late backers, late pledges if anyone wants to back it. Then after 2 weeks everything is collected, and then Murat and his team, mainly his wife, me and Murat and his wife, they're going to be packing everything up, printed and shipped out.
Heck yeah. Anything else in the pipeline for the next campaign, or is that kind of TBD?
Well, yeah, it's TBD right now. I do know Unholy Nightmare 3 and 4 coming this year. Aurelio, 3 and 4 this year. We're pushing Aurelio to just keep going, man. You got 12 pages to go. You're almost there, man. Come on. Just trying to finish issue 3 with him. And then we're hoping that we can get issue 4 done for Unholy Nightmare done soon. I mean, Andre's already penciled the first 8 pages. So he's booking.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I keep telling Andre, I keep telling Aurelio, hey, look at Andre, man, look how fast he's going, and just give him a little pep in his step. Yeah. It's fun, it's challenging, it's frustrating, it's all that.
For sure. Well, again, congrats on a successful campaign. I'm happy for you. I will say tonight's going to be interesting because it looks like there's a lot of issues going on the internet. YouTube appears to be having issues. So where I thought the computer was having issues, maybe it's just YouTube, because YouTube was messing up on my phone just now too. So YouTube appears to be having issues. There was a notice saying that there's issues with StreamYard getting to X. So who knows what tonight's going to look like, but we're here. We're going to have a fun conversation. Corey said it's YouTube. Good to know.
Yes. Okay, for some reason, I got kicked out of YouTube TV and YouTube. I can't. My accounts got completely kicked out. Did it happen to anyone else? Did anyone get kicked out of their accounts? I can't access YouTube TV or YouTube.
So my YouTube TV seems to be fine, but when I go to YouTube, it's just not loading. And then after a while, it will load, but it's got it won't pull any of my subscriptions, any of the channels that I follow or subscribe to. It won't show any of those, and it's barely showing anything in a feed to watch. So womp womp. But yeah. So who knew? Hopefully it'll be back and fixed up later, and then I'll have to just share the stream, because this is the first time we're coming. This is the show that started everything. When I first launched this channel, I launched it with Culture Popped, and then everything got so crazy with copyrights and stuff that I just got tired of trying to do this. Because anytime I did any culture pop, it was like copyright, copyright, copyright. And I was like, oh my gosh. And sometimes I'm just showing a picture. I get it.
It's frustrating. It is incredibly frustrating.
Fair use lets me show a freaking picture to talk about something. So I stopped. I stopped this for a little bit. I stopped Marvelous Mondays. We're gonna see if things are picking up and looking better, and go from there. But we haven't talked, nerd, comic book, film type stuff in a while, so we're gonna be doing that tonight. And then we have one comic topic that will kick off the show. But before we do that, I do want to say hello to the chat. As always, we do have Cajun Corey here with evening. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you.
Good evening.
We also have Jamin D in the house with a rock on. And J Blue 6236 first. Oh, yeah, fellas. Yeah, I think this is just YouTube being weird again. But welcome. We're happy to have you. And Corey said he's looking for, or I'm looking forward to it, though I'm not looking forward to it because, yeah. He's looking forward to MegaCon, but someone's going to be there. Trust me. It's a long, scandalous story for another day.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Corey said I had issues switching accounts on my phone for a moment. Yeah, I couldn't switch accounts and nothing was pulling up, and who knows? I'm just glad it happened this afternoon. Well, I mean, I wish it wasn't happening now because we're live, but it is what it is. Anyway, Drewski, we're gonna kick things off with a comic book conversation because this kind of made the rounds this past few days and bubbled up and got a lot of people talking. So there's a rumor that Mark Millar might be writing a Star Wars and Marvel crossover. Now, I will say that this was brought up, I think, yesterday, the day before, in the Comics Aficionados group chat, and Wes was real quick to be like, as far as I know, this is not real. And it looks like the Hollywood Reporter has now also come in to weigh in and say, hey, it doesn't look like this is real. But if it were, would you like this?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
Because one, as an independent comic creator, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Mark Millar in those regards, because he has gone, I don't know how many years now, essentially not needing Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
Just doing his own thing. And that's fantastic.
Agreed.
And he went to DC, and DC, he had an idea for Superman. DC gave him the boot, or they didn't respond to him. And hey, that's their own dumbass fault for that.
Yep.
But I would say if this were true, this just shows you how desperate Marvel is. And I couldn't blame them at this point. Really? Could you? I mean, with the sales data that we do have that's available, DC is outselling Marvel like almost 8-1, 10-1. It's not even close with the Absolute Universe. And this is a move I could see them being desperately trying to make. But from the word in the grapevine, if this were to happen, I believe the key figures involved would be Alex Ross and Kurt Busiek. I think allegedly those two have been like long tied to something like this. But yeah, I'm glad it's not true, because it shows you, hey, that okay, Mark is sticking to this indie gun still. It's just a dirty rumor.
Yeah, I mean,
and if we do get this, honestly, it'll probably be some jobber. It'll be Zeb Wells.
This is the thing. Yeah, look, I mean, it's okay to keep these separate, but I like it is only a matter of time, because you're right. Marvel is so desperate at this point. It's only a matter of time before this does happen. But if they're gonna do it, they need to get the right person to do it. And if it were gonna happen, I would kind of want Mark Millar to do it. I think Alex Ross and team would be great too, but Mark Millar, I think, would at least deliver a really fun story.
Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind he would. But it's just the fact that it goes back to what I said previously. Like, he is so indie now. He doesn't need them; they need him.
Yeah. I will say when I saw this picture and it was Darth Vader and Doctor Doom, I was like, you know what? I would be down to see these two together. That's about as far as my excitement went, and I'm like, I don't need the rest.
No.
I don't really, because we also know that Marvel's not actually going to do anything with the story if they did it. They're just going to be like, oh great, look, it's all these people together. They're all talking. You wouldn't have any like crazy fights, and that would just be a bummer. But yeah, for the most part, glad this isn't happening. I wouldn't be shocked if it does happen within the next year, though, because Marvel's hitting
Absolutely.
some all-time lows, and they need to do whatever they can to try to pick themselves back up. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and start moving on to some movie TV conversations. Again, I'm not, well, partially because YouTube's being weird, but I'm not showing the trailers because that's what was killing me. Even doing like 10-second plays at a time and talking, that was what was getting me shut down. The YouTube Popo shut me down.
So real quick,
Um,
if you see me looking down at my phone or anything, it's because I am working right now. And it is honestly like the 11th hour trying to get shit done.
You're all good, dude. Part of this conversation, we are going to be kicking off with Harry Potter, which I know you're not. It's not in your sphere.
Say what?
But there was some news that came out recently that I'm just like, oh, like I don't. Oh, so first of all, we all know that HBO decided, or Warner Brothers decided, they're going to do Harry Potter as a series. They kind of scrapped the whole Fantastic, Beast. We're going to look at pre-Harry Potter. Supposed to be a 5-film series. They did 3, flushed it down the toilet for multiple reasons. It wasn't as bad as people said, but a lot of drama behind the scenes. And we're now kicking off with Harry Potter on HBO Max as an original. I was excited for this when it was announced, although cautiously nervous because, again, modern day TV. But I was excited because the whole point of this was to give time to tell more of the stories that get cut from these books, to actually let everything breathe, focus on the characters and subplots that really, in my opinion, shape this series out. Now, your earlier books are like 200 and something pages. They don't really need it. Like for me, the first 2 movies, the 2.5 hour movie, perfectly fine for those books. We don't need more. But when you start getting to 4th, 5th, 6th, where you're getting like, 600 pages, 700 pages up in there, you need that space. So I was a little nervous because at first I was like, okay, cool. They announced 8 episodes for the first season. Great. Roughly 8 hours. So it's like, okay, well, maybe they're gonna just kind of do the first 3 books ish in that time frame, or maybe the first 2 books. We had a 2.5 hour. They did more than do the job. No, the entire season of season 1 is just going to be Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. 200-page book. I think the audio book, I don't even think it's 8 hours. I'd have to go back and check. But and 8 hours devoted to that book. And I was like, how the beep is that going to work? Well, we found out that they are creating content that's not in the books, that's not in the movies, and they're just going to have it happen here. So if I wasn't nervous before, I sure as hell am nervous now. Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Drew, but has this worked for other movies or shows?
This has not. Two examples. One, Dexter, when they veered away from the books, that the original season, the original series, that last season, when they veered away from the books, it failed, and it failed with the fans. Game of Thrones, when they started books, and really that was due to no fault of their own. It's just George R.R. Martin didn't follow through on his obligations. He didn't finish the book series. So, but unfortunately, they had writers come on board who weren't as talented as George R.R. Martin and invoked their own BS, and it became garbage. So those are 2 prime examples where you had great shows that failed because they just couldn't live up to or knew what the original creators were doing with their properties. And if they're going to be doing that, if they're doing something like that with the show, like with book series like this, the fans are going to revolt. It's like,
Yeah.
if you thought Lord of the Rings fans were pissed, or yeah, there you go, Lord of the Rings. There's another one.
Yeah.
You know, the Rings of Power.
Oh
You know,
God. Yep.
how many honest fans are pissed off with that? It's called it garbage.
That and Wheel of Time. You're like, yeah, a lot of hot garbage going on.
Yeah, see,
yes,
but Harry Potter fans, I've met these Harry Potter fans. They
They're
are
crazy.
legit insane. If you veer away from the lore, they will riot.
Oh
and they're already pissed off about the Snape casting.
yeah. We're about to get to that in a second.
But
yeah,
it's whew. I'm gonna say it's HBO. Good luck.
Good luck indeed. Like I will definitely. I'm gonna be that guy that's tuning in and looking even at the casting of Ron, Harry, and Hermione. Perfectly good casting. Looks like these kids are gonna do great. I'm all for it. You know, why not? Let's go. But I'm just curious to see like what HBO's idea.
Real quick, is that these characters look AI? Are they actual? Those actual people?
These are the actual kids, but a person did posters and then use some AI to help make the costumes. And
okay,
stuff.
so I'm like that. They look fake.
No, they are AI created. Created, I should say. But the artist because it was an actual artist that came in and like rendered the stuff and did it. But the artist that did it, there's multiple others. They were received so well that official channels started saying like, "Hey, look at these! Aren't these cool?" Probably because they needed something positive to come out of news. And look, here's the thing: there's so much lore in Harry Potter that's like, okay, this wasn't a focus of the book. That you can implement these elements into it and great, but taking what could honestly work as 3-4 episodes for the book and making it 8, I don't know how you're gonna do that. But yeah, again, perfectly fine with the casting. However, you start looking at the teachers and then you look at Snape, and I look, this was a controversy when it happened. People were like, oh, Snape's not black, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure this guy is a great actor. I'm curious to see what he does. But I genuinely don't think that HBO thought this through. And the reason I say that is because as of right now, he's like the only black dude in this. And they're throughout like all the books, Harry is constantly like, I don't know what it is about that guy, but I don't trust him. And it's and then like even this first book, Sorcerer's Stone, he's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know about that Snape guy, but I feel like he's trying to steal this shit. And I'm just like,
that's right up there with Bad Ideas as a Hispanic superhero who lives underwater, and the only way to depower him is to draw off his back.
Oh, poor Nemor. Yeah, but I actually had a black friend that I was talking to. They were like, man, they didn't think this through because they got black ass Snape up here now. And then you got Harry, especially these first 3 books. It's like, I don't know. For some reason, I just don't trust him, but I can't pinpoint why. Oh, I think he's trying to steal shit, but I don't know why. And I was like, I was rolling. I was like, this is perfect. Other than that, it's Janet McTeer, I think, that's doing McGonagall on board with that. And the one thing I'm not certain about is Dumbledore. And don't get me wrong, I love John Lithgow.
Likewise.
I think he's a fantastic actor. I don't know if he has the physical presence to be Dumbledore.
Well, it's weird seeing a non-British actor playing a British character. I mean, look, it is a British story, and it's weird seeing an American play a British character. It's like having an American play James Bond. It's just not right.
I think after The Crown, I think the Brits have kind of just made him an honorary Brit. But he even said the same thing. He's like, yeah, I've got to be really careful because I'm the only American that's on here right now.
But like you said, I mean, nothing but the utmost respect for John Lithgow. You want to talk about a guy who's you look at his catalog of work. It is insane, everything that he's done.
Yeah.
From the broad spectrum of things, playing like crazy assassin psychopaths to now Dumbledore. It's like,
Third Rock from the Sun. What he did on The Crown. I'm trying. Like the guy is
honestly, like, a little segue. I know we're going on a John Lithgow tangent, but like, I always love quoting when he would be on Saturday Night Live in the '80s with John Lovitz. Like they'd be like stage actors talking like this, and John Lithgow, like he swung his hand and hit John Lovitz. He's like, "Oh, have I hurt you? No, acting brilliant. Thank you. Just just being these very pretentious, bombastic stage actors.
I'm just curious to see. Dumbledore starts off very nice and soft and warm, and then you get to the later films, and he's total badass, just like knocking people around. And I'll say, even when Richard Harris for the first two films was cast as Dumbledore, I remember being like, bro, what are we gonna do when we get to later books? Because I feel like if you sneeze on Richard Harris right now, the dude's gonna die.
And then when I saw the first film.
And then God rest his soul, he did die. And they brought Michael Gambon in, and I was like, this for me works way better. And a lot of people hated him, but it is what it is.
Richard Harris, he's a great actor. He was a great actor.
Yeah. The other casting that had been hush hush and quiet and hadn't been discussed, that unfortunately got spoiled by Ray Fiennes himself, is the actor cast as Lord Voldemort. So Ray Fiennes played Lord Voldemort in the original films, and he was doing a red carpet recently. In the interview, he said, "Hey, who would you like to see play Voldemort, in this new series?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought they already had someone." And they're like, "Oh, we don't know." And he goes, no, I think it's a great choice." And they're like, "Oh, well, who would you want?" And he was like, I already said, I think they did a great job casting Cillian Murphy. So, Cillian Murphy's coming in as Lord Voldemort. I will say, this to me is probably the most exciting aspect that I've gotten so far in castings. I'm really curious to see what they do with Cillian Murphy. I liked Ray Fiennes, but there's they made him look. He was a little too soft spoken for me. I just didn't feel like he was ever as well. Okay,
no, I agree. I mean, they tried one thing I hate. It's that Streisand effect here going on with Voldemort. Like, you start saying something is so dangerous, so deadly and powerful and all that. It's like you try to start believing in everything. It's like, no, I hate that. It's like, I want to see this guy. Like I said before, I'm gonna keep saying it again. I want to. If they're saying how badass this guy is, I want to see him blowing up heads with his wand. I want to see him torturing people. I want to see him killing people. I want to hear him say, "Where is Potter? Where is Potter?" I want to see him going fucking house to house, burning them down. Where is Potter? It's like, I want to see that, but we never saw that. We're just told it.
No,
I hate that shit.
The closest we got to it was the end of the fourth film when he officially came back. Voldemort officially came back, and then you have that bomb fight that's at the end of the fifth film. But a lot of what upset me about this was they pulled their punches in a lot of ways. So for one, they purposely chose to not make Voldemort look as menacing as he's described in the book. So they gave him some snake-like features, cool, but they didn't go with what they were originally going to do. So going back to the original Harry Potter film, they were going to go with as accurate as possible with his depiction. So even when he was on the back of Professor Quirrell's head, they had created this.
I'm just letting you know, like when I read the first book, when they're describing that professor and how it looked in the back of the head, I'm like, oh, I got this gnarly Lovecraftian image in the back of my head, thinking like, oh my God, Clive Barker would do a kick-ass Harry Potter movie. I guarantee it. He would have kicked ass at Harry Potter. When I see it in the film, I'm like, oh, that fucking sucked. And and I'm like, if this is what we were supposed to get, fucking yes. Yeah. This would have been my new favorite film.
Yeah. So they literally had this made. They did test everything, and then Warner Brothers came back and were like, "Hey, we can't do this. Like, this is gonna give kids nightmares." And I'm like, "It should,
yes."
Like, it. I mean, look, I I get it. I'm an adult saying this, but when this movie first came out, I was the age for these films because I grew up with the books. But when I found out that this is what they had created and they didn't go with it and they instead did that terrible CGI on the back of Coral's head, I was like, oh, come on.
It's visuals like that at kids at an impressionable age will never forget, and they'll keep revisiting and want their kids to keep watching it. I go back to films. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called The Witches with Angelica Houston from the 80s. There are some disturbing visuals, makeup effects in that damn film, even to this day, that creep the shit out of me. And I still revisit that film because it's terrifying. It still is. Yeah. And it was meant for kids. Same thing with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That is a terrifying movie. And you know what? I still go back and watch it. Same thing, Wizard of Oz. There are these things that if you do it right, kids are going to they're going to remember them. They're going to go back to it. They're going to introduce their kids to it. And like the fact that they didn't do it for this, they had an opportunity and they blew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Punch.
I do hope that with the series, I do hope that they don't pull their punches. I hope they kind of lean into the horror of Voldemort. And I hope they show some of the just like terrible things that he does. Cause that's what the movies just completely missed out on.
Like I said, bring in fucking Clive Barker. Have him do this. Well, Clive Barker, Harry Potter. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but all through the films, you've got the whole like, oh, we don't say his name. We don't say its name.
Yes.
He who should not be named.
Yeah. The Star Chain effect. Yeah.
Yeah. They never explain why. So if you're watching the movies, you're like, all right, so are they just that scared? Like, what? I don't get it. Like even in private, they're not saying his name. They don't do anything to go into the story saying like there is a taboo on his name that if you said his name, he was sending his people to kill you. Like, so you have all these people getting slaughtered because they said Voldemort. And he was like, if you're going to say my name, that means you don't fear me. So I'm going to make sure you fear me. So I'm going to torture you or I'm going to kill you. They're like, no, we can't have that. That's too much. His followers, the Death Eaters, there's in the 5th book, like they show up at the school and start attacking students, which I know is intense. They're like, no, we can't do that. It's too intense. I'm like, no, like you need to show how terrible these people are.
If they did stuff like that in the films and stuff like this, I would be championing these films. It's just the fact that they didn't. They pulled their punches.
Yeah.
They got scared and wanted to play it safe for the little kiddies because 2 cents. Like, no, you don't do that. There's a reason why kids remember Land Before Time. It's just All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah.
Secret in Them, The Black Cauldron, because they had those dark and disturbing elements. And those elements are very important to kids when they're growing up. The kids have to experience that, in my opinion. They have to. They should experience that. And the fact that they didn't do that, it's just it's a shame. It's wrong, in my opinion.
They're talking about how kids aren't getting to experience a range of emotions like we used to because of how coddled they are now. And it's as simple as like even playing games. Like when we were younger and we had games or we played video games, we never had guides or anything telling us how to do it. And I get it. Like things are way more complex and more open world now than before. But you had to figure it out. And if you lost, you lost. Like there's plenty of times that you'd lose the game and you start all the way back over. You're like, damn it. But now it's like, oh, you died. Don't worry. We'll let you try again. We'll let you try as many times as you want. So just little things of like being able to work through things, feeling the disappointment of loss. Like kids aren't experiencing that. So they're growing into adults and then dealing with real world situations and having complete and utter breakdowns. So it's crazy. Before we move on, because the next couple of topics will probably hit semi-rapid fire because again, some of them are a little dated and we just haven't had a chance to talk about it. But before we do that, I do want to bring up some of the comments. We do have Jamin D saying, didn't he, which is Mark Millar, say that he was going to be writing for DC soon, though, or no? Originally, yes. Like he wanted to do that Superman book. But DC did to him what they did to multiple other people, Jeff Johns, others, where they just said, yeah, they're interested in the idea. And then literally months went by with no follow-up, no comment. and these creators were going back to DC and saying like, "Hey, are like, I have kids to feed. Are we doing this or not?" And then they wouldn't get a response. Yeah, I got kids to feed. Jamin D also put Drew is now like Chuck Norris. Most people brain shut off the second they hit the pillow. Drew just flips to night mode and starts spitballing new story. Listen, I've said this before. You guys have no idea how fast this sucker writes, and it makes me sick. I'm like, I hate you right now. He's like, I'm like, what?
I am so busy and brain fried. I had to bring in someone else specifically to do a story for Unholy Nightmare.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I got too much on my plate. I need someone else to handle this.
Yeah, we might talk more about that in the future. Sure.
Yeah.
We do have Jana Banana in the house coming in with sup boners. What's up, Jana? How are you? And yeah, YouTube is definitely being a jerk tonight, so I don't know what the heck's going on, but whatever. We'll survive. And she said, "Is that Tracy Morgan?" when she saw Snape. Yes. Comment. I actually had a black friend, Josh, 2026. Well, you know, it's Texas. Yes. Hey, tell Copa that we said hello. I haven't seen Copa in forever, so I need to reach out to him. Oh, Angela. Okay, so I didn't think about bringing this in, but they're redoing. So Corey put Angelina Jolie played Lara Croft, and that wasn't weird at all. Did you see that they're making a new Lara Croft?
I did.
And did you see where they're like, "Oh no, we're not making her sexy at all"?
Yeah, like, it's like, and
yeah.
Well, I mean, they already succeeded at that with that Alicia Vikander film. I mean, look, how should I say this? I acknowledge the fact that she is a beautiful model. She has a great resting bitch face, but if you look at her physically compared to what Lara Croft is in the games, as well as Angelina Jolie, there's a pretty big difference. I mean, Alicia Vikander is almost androgynous compared to Angelina Jolie.
Yes, very, very pretty girl, but she does not have the curves like Angelina Jolie had.
Yes.
And yeah, look, I'm a gay man, and I'm like, bro, what do you like? That is Lara Croft. She should be sexy. She can be, badass and adventurer and everything else, but she should also be sexy. So just seems stupid. Hey, Dolan, Jana wants to know, why does it feel like you're giving her 6 feet of COVID distance?
Because I'm fucking tired. I'm sitting back right now.
I love it. And then Corey, I agree. I liked Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow. I thought he did a good job. He's done a lot of stuff. Peaky Blinders recently has been great. So,
and they got a movie coming out.
Yeah, a lot of good things there. 28 days later, the very first film. Oh,
yeah,
chef's kiss. But
to this day, I am still, because when I lived in England, I'm still impressed by the fact they were able to shoot, Parliament, Big Ben, with no one out there on the street. And you just see Cillian Murphy out there. I'm like, how the hell did they do this?
Yeah, I can't remember. Danny Boyle talked about that in particular, that they had, I think, 2 hours to set that up and shoot that scene. Or they had like overnight to set up and then 2 hours to shoot. It was something crazy that they're like, we just got this shot. He's like, we went so fast.
I guarantee. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if you said they had half an hour, because I mean, if anyone has been over there, that strip of road over Thames is like there's always foot traffic. Doesn't matter what time of day, and kudos to Danny Boyle doing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, craziness. All right, Drewski, we're going to run through these final topics rather quickly because they won't take much time. But this first one we're going to sit on a little bit because I saw news that they're doing a Judge Dredd reboot, and I was like, all right, I'm down. I thought the Carl Anderson movies were a lot of fun. I really enjoy them. But I'm cool to oh, Salty. What's up, dude? That is the original Voldemort face that was supposed to be on the back of Quirrell's head in the first Harry Potter film back in like 2002.
But you know what this reminds me of? This is reminding me of seeing the original Green Goblin mask for Spider-Man.
Oh, yep. But yeah, they said it was too scary, so they didn't want to scare the kids, so they pulled back. Yeah, that exactly. I want that Voldemort too. And then we have the lovely Sherry in the house. What's up, Sherry? Nice to see you. But Drew, going back to what we're moving to, they announced that they're rebooting Judge Dredd. Exciting. I'm open. You've piqued my interest. You caught my attention. And then they had to piss all over that because guess who's directing? Taika freaking Waititi. Okay. Listen. I think Taika Waititi is fine for his little slice of life, indie, whatever type movies. Taika Waititi on Judge Dredd is a big absolute no. What the beep are you thinking?
There was a lot wrong with this. Because look, I can't say Taika Waititi has been a complete failure as a director because he's had some successes. Like what we do in the Shadows, specifically, and Jojo Rabbit. Those were his, and Thor Ragnarok, which has been, more recently been kind of reviewed by people. It's like, was it really that good? Maybe, kind of. Not, but the thing is, he's mostly a comedian, and he injects a lot of comedy into his stuff, and we saw that in Love and Thunder, and Time Bandits, which failed horribly. Both failed horribly.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that you really can't rein in even when it's your property. And he's even said, I think he said on social media to someone, like, I'll ruin your continuity in a heartbeat, baby, or something like that.
Yeah.
And is this a guy you seriously want handling your IP, one as beloved as Judge Dredd? I mean, I had thought if they were going to be doing a sequel to Judge Dredd, it would have been the team that did the film recently. Recently, I mean, recently as in 15 years ago at this point. I would have thought it'd been them on board to do a sequel, not Taika. It's just like, what are you guys doing? This guy, he is not what I would attribute successful to. And if anyone looked at what he did at Time Bandits and the Thor franchise, you have every right to be concerned and worried. And on top of the fact of what he said, he about him destroying continuity. It's like, I would be prepared to see maybe that helmet coming off and hear him cracking jokes. And look, here's the thing with Judge Dredd. There is a dark satire to it because it's over the top in nature. It's very much like a RoboCop. It's very over the top and crazy, insane. I get that. But the problem with Taika Waititi is I don't think he has the sensibility for that dark humor. Yeah, if you're going to do it, you got to bring in like a Paul Verhoeven. But he's already did that with RoboCop. But I am completely worried. And honestly, anything at this point this guy touches, I am. It's bound to go nuclear. And so look, good Judge Dredd fans along with me, I would be very, very, very worried about this.
Oh, agreed. And they've got Drew Pearce writing, which to me is also not a good sign because he always kind of has a slapstick nature to his stuff. But he was one of the writers of Iron Man 3, so take that in. He did The Fall Guy recently, so kind of that same like cutesy. He did Hobbs and Shaw from the Fast and Furious series, and he was one of the writers for Godzilla 2014. The one.
None of these are instilling me with a lot of confidence.
None at all. No. So yeah, not good. Salty says, I sure hope Zendaya is Judge Dredd. I'd be down for that.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Like I said, Tycho said, I'll destroy your continuity in a heartbeat. So yeah, would we be surprised if you made Judge Dredd a woman? I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. And then Cajun Corey said this is dead on arrival. Completely agree. JD Petty said Taika Waititi betrayed the law. And Kaiser, what's up, Kaiser? Kaiser said Judge Dredd, the comedy? It seems like it might be that way. But yeah. Salty said no. Taika Waititi is not fine, Josh. Taka David Cohen is Taka David. Oh, really? Interesting. Huh. I did not know that was his real name. Okay, making me think about some stuff here. Yes, so we got Kevin Carpati in the house. Nice to see you, sir. But he was supposed to do a Star Wars movie. Yeah, I think that got dropped. Look, Star Wars is going to be anyone's guess at this point now that What's Her Nuts is gone. So, interesting. Oh, was Taika Waititi supposed to do an Akira adaptation? Okay, no, I can't. He should stop touching these until he can prove that he can do something serious and intense. He shouldn't do it. And yes, Guardians of the Judge Dredd, can't wait. Yeah, but yeah, I went from excited to not excited real quick, so fast. But yeah, what a bummer. Hopefully, this is still very early stages. Hopefully, things change and they get a different director. So hopefully, someone has sense there and goes, "Yeah, this isn't a good idea."
Likewise with Tomb Raider, I was kind of hoping. I mean, granted, Sophie Turner's playing Lara Croft, and she's a fucking whack job in herself. I'm surprised she's a mom. Jesus, it's disturbing. But the fact that you have What's Her Nuts writing the series or spearheading it, or both, who did Fleabag and
crap, why can't I think of her name now?
She Who Will Not Speak Her Name.
we don't want her showing up.
No, we're gonna Voldemort her ass.
Oh, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yes, there you
go. Yeah, just the fact that she's spearheading it. She's right there with Taika Waititi. I'm like, these are just two toxic individuals that just destroy whatever they touch. And she destroyed Indiana Jones. Taika destroyed pretty much Thor. And they've got to completely redo Thor. And Time Bandits is pretty much dead at this point because of him. So, look, we have every right to be concerned.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Spider-Man Noir. So this is brought up Thursday of last week, asking if I saw the trailer. I had not seen it yet. I did go watch the trailer. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
It looks like a lot of fun. All right.
Yes.
Like part of me's like, why are we doing this as a Prime movie? But you know what? I'm okay with it.
Likewise.
I will say it does look like they filmed this on a rather low budget, but it looks like it's leading to more practical stuff and fun. Like just, let's go old school with the way we're going to film this. And I have a nostalgia for that. So that kind of made me excited. But it looks like a fun film. And I'm kind of excited that Nick Cage is just kind of like Nick Caging in this.
It's great. Why not? Let Nick Cage be Nick Cage.
I didn't expect it. So then when I saw it, he's doing the whole I was like, oh my God.
I love it.
I was like, but yeah. This looks like it's going to be a fun movie. And I think you should just go into this with, just go in looking to have a good time, and you're probably going to enjoy it.
It's a Spider-Man during the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Played by Nick Cage, playing Ben Reilly. It's like, this is the Spider-Man movie I have wanted since Into the Spider-Verse. I didn't want a Miles movie. I didn't want a Spider-Gwen. I didn't want a Spider-Punk. I didn't want Spider-Ham. I didn't want Spider-Robot girl person. This is the one I wanted because he stood out. From all of them.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're getting it, and it's going to be in black and white as well as color if you want it, but I suggest black and white.
Same.
I am a kid in the candy store. This is an example of finally I'm getting something that I want, and it's Nick Cage being Nick Cage, and the visuals look creepy as hell in it. I love it, and it just I can't wait. I'm gonna be binging this when it comes out. I can't wait.
Same. I'm with you. They are offering black and white and color to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch black and white. I mean, I'll probably
Yes.
end up watching both, but my first experience is going to be black and white because I feel like it should be. Like,
Yes. When
it's
it's
Spider-Man
noir.
Noir. It needs to be black and white.
And what that reminds me, because I think I could be wrong, but I believe the original Spider-Man Noir series, I think it was in color, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Which is like, why would you call it Spider-Man
comic,
Noir
right?
and it's in color?
Yeah. You're talking about the original comic, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was, but I still think they did it like a muted color palette to it. I'm wanting to say, but either way, black and white for me. I think this is going to work. It's kind of reminding me of when Marvel did the Werewolf by Night. It has the same kind of like
true. But I think if this is successful, if this hits big, I can't. If this is very successful, I can't imagine what it's going to do to Nick Cage's career. Like it'll catapult him. It'd be like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have put this on Amazon.
Maybe we should have gone to hey, for 1 week only, we're coming to the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Corey is looking forward to this. I agree. I think it's going to be fun. We've got Salty saying, I'm hoping we get a 7 out of 10 with Spider-Man Noir. That's as optimistic as I could be. Listen, it's Sony, so that's completely fair. You know, I'm hoping for the best. I'll put it that way.
Marvel's not touching it, so I have hope for it.
I mean, God, it's sad to say, but I feel like Marvel's had better track record than Sony lately. So who knows?
Well, yeah, compare it to the Craven, Morbius,
and Madam Web. Oh God,
the best, one of the best bad movies in the last 5 years. I love it.
Yeah, watching that in Dallas and Max getting just like royally pissed off on the TV. Oh, good times. But yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is fair. Some of the supporting actors don't look like they're the best, but that's okay. It's okay.
It's the Nick Cage show. We're here for Nick Cage.
Yeah. Kaiser's asking what book should we read to prep for Spidey Noir? I don't think there's a lot of Spider-Man Noir stories out there. So
there really isn't. Yeah, I would read. I would just try to read the original run. That came out at this point. Literally, I think almost 10 years ago. At this point, probably longer. When it came out. Check that out.
Yep. Cage is watching black and white. It's Cajun time. Oh God, they're gonna run with it. And then, maybe release Morbius the third time and see if it'll work. Let's see. And Salty's saying to try the 2008 limited series. So
it was 2008. There you go. Oh, that's Jesus, even older.
Yeah. We do have Salty coming in with the gifted 1 month of Pop by Culture membership. Thank you, good sir. Let's come over here, and for that membership, we will do a little spike.
What are you doing here? 5 words or less.
Out for a walk, bitch.
Yeah. Looking forward to this. Hopefully, it's a fun. Look, I just want it to be fun. I don't think I'm asking too much. Just give me something fun.
Yeah. And from judging from how Nick Cage is acting in the trailer, it's going to be crazy.
Oh, agreed. Now we're gonna move on to some Marvel stuff. That again, these are a little bit older coming in, but we haven't talked about it, so I felt like we needed to talk about it at some point. But these are things that I am not necessarily excited about. And we got a teaser trailer for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. And look, I tried to hold out hope as much as possible with the new team that came in and like wiped away. But I'm so uncertain because they kept all the crap from the original Born Again team that they still had to work around, that I'm like, I don't know, man. But I will say this. I love the black suit. I think it looks really cool and sleek. I'm here for it. I don't want it forever, but I'm here for it temporarily.
Got the double Ds. It's nice.
Yeah, the double Ds. I'm down for it. They have Foggy in the trailer, which is probably a flashback, but we also know he's coming back. They were real quick to say that.
And yeah, that's happened in the comics. So
Yeah.
you know,
And Jessica Jones is coming in, and that seems to be the big push they're running with. And I don't think Jessica Jones returning is as big of a draw as they think it is.
no, but the only thing that would make it much more of a draw is if they brought back Sigourney Weaver as the ultimate villain for them all to fight.
I mean, if they let her actually do something this time. Are you being facetious? Do you think?
Yes, I'm being facetious.
Okay. I mean, like, I thought it was horrible what they did because I was like, that didn't work.
Yes,
But
so you mean to tell me Elektra, the world's deadliest assassin, got her ass handed to her by a 70-year-old woman?
Yeah.
Sure.
Who could barely move in Kitten Hills?
Yeah.
I was like, come on. That was weird. That was weird.
Yes.
I thought she was gonna have some type of like ancient power and just, but no, she's just Sigourney Weaver doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Then she ends up getting killed anyways, so did nothing at all. Like all hype and no delivery there. Will I be tuning into this? Yes, I will. I'm hoping for the best. I will say the stuff that I thought was good in Born Again Season 1 was stuff that was from the newer creative team. So hopefully that they'll carry that here. But like we're still having to deal with young White Tiger chick, and I just shoot me now.
Yes, I warned you guys. I'm fairly certain I called it. Just wait. That little bitch. She's gonna be the White Tiger coming up in the next season. I guarantee it.
And they had photos of her in costume.
I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's just like it's Randy predicting Sarcastaball on South Park. This is what we're getting. We were being sarcastic, we're being facetious, and they actually brought it out because they thought that's what we actually wanted.
Yeah. I'm also gonna riot if we get more of the whole like Wilson Fisk being cucked, and I'm not here for it.
What if we get more of those episodes of Life in the Bank, with Miss Marvel's uncle?
God.
Dad. That's really a winner.
No, that somehow. Well, no, I was about to say somehow that was the worst episode, but the worst episode was the one with, what was it, Leroy Jenkins. I was just trying to give me some dessert.
Yeah, I shouldn't go to prison because I shouldn't be in prison because I don't want to be there. Like, yeah, but I don't think it works that way.
You gotta go get me parole, man.
Oh, yeah, but you have a laundry list of stealing, raping. I don't care. I don't belong in prison.
Man, y'all always bring that stuff and throw it back at me. Like, that's not right.
But so but apparently Matt Murdock, the dumbest inept lawyer in New York City, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be in prison for committing a crime.
The saving grace that we have is that Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio went to Kevin Feige directly and were like, this is not working. You got to figure this out. And that's what led to that whole team getting fired, the new team coming in. But again, them not scrapping everything they'd done was a huge, huge mistake. So
yes.
Let's see. JD Petty said a show named after the storyline where Kingpin nearly defeats Daredevil and gets cucked. Yeah, it was bad. And then Kevin said they put out reprints of Charles Soule's run and trade paperback of Daredevil. Are they worth reading?
Look, if you want to read great Daredevil stuff, read obviously Frank Miller.
Yep.
Read, I'll say his name. This is back when he was good. Read Bendis. His stuff he did was solid.
Yep.
And Drew Baker. That's the trifecta. Read those three. Can't go wrong.
Agreed. Yeah. The Charles Soule stuff is interesting concepts, but some of the execution is just not there.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Daredevil overall, actually, this is nothing like the film or the show, but recently Charles Soule did Daredevil Cold Day in Hell. That is excellent.
Yeah. I would suggest that if you like what we suggested, you want more, I would suggest read Daredevil Cold Day. And then if you want to read even more, check out the JR and what's her name stuff on Daredevil.
Oh, Annie.
Anaceni.
Yeah.
Check out the Anaceni JR stuff. That's really good too.
Yeah, good stuff there as well. Yep. But listen, I'm hoping for the best. I'm not expecting much, but I do think it's crazy that when you had something that was as beloved and hyped as Daredevil, Disney managed to kill off that hype as fast as they did. Just it's sad. Oh god. Kaiser put, speaking of Daredevil, how many blind bags of Stephanie Phillips run are you guys buying?
Fuck that. That is the only fucking reason they are going to do whatever they can to promote. Look at this. Stephanie Phillips has the #1 best-selling book by Marvel. Look at it. She has the best. That is the only fucking reason. If that comic becomes #1, that is patient zero, right there. Those fucking blind bags for Daredevil #1. That is the only reason why.
It might be #1 for Marvel. I don't know if it's going to beat Absolute at this point. Like,
I will laugh. I will laugh my fucking ass off if it doesn't even break the top 10.
Yep.
Despite having all those fucking blind bags, all like 25 variants. Like, yeah, nice try. Even Stephanie Phillips and her genius couldn't save it.
Yeah. Salty put, did you know that Stephanie Phillips has a PhD in rhetoric? Listen, I'm not a fan of Stephanie Phillips because reasons. She's I'm saying that from personal experience.
She's, I mean, yeah. There's just there's a lot not positive to say about her in many regards.
Yeah, she is not a kind person. So, yeah, yes, she is a C. See you next Tuesday. All right. There were a couple of different Avengers Doomsday teasers that popped out around the time of the Super Bowl or leading up to the Super Bowl. Did you get to, I think there were 4. Did you get to see any of the 4?
Yeah, I saw the Captain America.
Yep.
I saw the X-Men.
Yep.
I think it was the Thing and the Wakandans and the one with I think Thor. I think that those are the 4.
Yep.
Are those the 4?
Those are the 4.
Okay, yeah,
so
I didn't see them.
You have the Cap one, which honestly shows the least. It's the motorcycle, the helmet, the house. He walks in, the baby. He pulls out the suit. You're like, all right, cool. I'm excited to see Chris Evans as Cap again. I'm hoping for the best because they've got the Russo brothers back. Maybe we'll get something good. I don't know if we're gonna get the Hell Hydra.
I don't think so. I think they have dug themselves a hole so far that they don't want to piss off the fans by doing that.
Yep. Listen, I was an apologist, so I got Salty coming in here. This is kind of what I'm referring to, but he says, I have absolutely 0 Fs left in my bag for the MCU. The teasers are worthless and uninspiring. Yeah, I think they're trying to do whatever they can to build whatever goodwill might still be there. I will give the Russos the benefit of the doubt, but even then, I think the Russos get a lot of credit for things that were laid out before them to begin with. But hoping for the best. But yeah, this teaser for me, it just makes sense that he'd be back. I knew he'd be back at some point. I'm not shocked. It doesn't make me jump out of my seat.
Bring back RDJ. It's bound to happen.
The Thor, I was like, you know what? I'm glad we're getting a serious Thor, but then for the love of God, they had to show love his daughter, and I was like,
it's like that was the record scratch right there. It's like,
yeah. I'm like,
we couldn't just write her off.
Yeah, we couldn't just say like things are getting crazy. I needed to send her here. just
do a full-on Pooch the Rockin' Dog. I must go now. My planet needs me.
Now, here's the one caveat: if they play this to give Thor something to work with, because like literally everyone around him is dead. So if you need to give him agency, if they come in and do a good father story, it could work, because we already know Chris Hemsworth is like, I'm tired of the silly shit. I want to do serious stuff. But I do blame Chris for the silly shit too, because he pushed for it. And then when Love and Thunder bombed as bad as it did, he was like, oh no, we can't do this anymore. But yeah, so if we can get a good, serious, nice send-off for Thor, I will greatly appreciate it. But
one thing we got to remember with Chris here, I mean, his time for acting is slowly dwindling down because he, I don't know if people know this, he's been diagnosed with having, I think it's Alzheimer's.
Oh, and, yep.
So who knows how much time we got with them? So enjoy this while we can.
The other thing that gives me some hope here is by far the best we ever got of Thor was Infinity War.
Yes, absolutely.
And you've got one of the writers that was responsible for that here, and you've got the director's back. So some hope there. The third trailer was the X-Men trailer.
Bullseye. That was the moneymaker right there.
This was the one that I was like, I'm ready. I will watch. Because it looks like they're taking Scott seriously. It looks like they're going to do something cool with them. They've got him in the classic
costume.
Put
him in the 90s costume. Yep. Yes, I'm there, finally.
And James Marsden deserves to have a meaty role. Give him something to work with. You've got the Sentinel in the background that's destroyed the mansion. And then the rest of the trailer is Charles and Magneto talking. So I'm curious to see who all they actually utilize and how much they utilize them. Because part of me wonders, like, are you going to get an X-Men scene and we might get like 15 to 20 minutes of an X-Men scene, and it's like everyone gets destroyed, but like Scott, Magneto, and Professor X move on. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this shot, him just losing it and blasting, chef's kiss. This is the one thing that I was like, okay, I got you. And then you've got Wakanda. So you've got Shuri, who's the new Black Panther. You've got M'Baku, who's the new king of Wakanda. They show Namor. And then I will say, I thought this was actually, I don't know if you saw the clip, but I thought it was funny when M'Baku was like, I'm King M'Baku of Wakanda. And then Ben's like, I'm Ben from Yancey Street between this and this. I was like, all right, cute.
It's cute.
Fine.
Yeah. It's cute.
It's a very Ben thing to do. So I'll allow it. But this was a weird pairing. Other than the fact that maybe they're trying to be like, look, Namor's getting close to the Fantastic Four. I didn't understand why they had these groups together. So
yeah, it's like all I'm going to say is looking at this Namor and looking at comparing it to the comics when the Sue fell for that Namor in the comics. I'm like, do you really see this Sue Richards falling for this Namor with a bone in his middle of his fucking nose? And just acting like a petulant child. Do you see her putting up with that? No, absolutely not.
No. Yeah. So these are meant to be quick teases. We get the movie at the end of this year, I believe. I'll be interested to see once they start showing like what the story will be. I'll be kind of curious, but I think we all know there's a lot of characters, so that means a lot of people aren't going to get a lot of spotlight. But we'll see if they can balance. I felt like they balanced Infinity War well. So if they can do that again, kudos to them. Salty, but all the teasers did was remind us all what an utter waste this last 9 years were. Yeah, it's rough.
People can, I mean, look, certain people can champion Shang-Chi all they want, but how many people are really talking about how great of a movie Shang-Chi was?
No, I look, and especially comparatively, I thought Shang-Chi is fine. Like, it's not, I don't think it's awful. I think the stuff at the end gets rough. But there is stuff that I like about Shang-Chi, but I'm not like, I can't wait to sit down and watch Shang-Chi. Like, no.
Yeah, how many people are saying like they want to watch Shang-Chi again? I saw it once, and once was enough.
If we had more fights like whatever the Japanese-looking makeup looking guy fighting Shang-Chi, if we got like multiple fights like that, I would have liked it a whole lot more. But JD Petty said, I'm sure Soups yelled at the top of his lungs that it was so peak while plotting to destroy the other YouTubers who do the same thing. Yeah, you're correct. And Salty put, it's the MCU, it's Disney. Thor will be dumb idiot with much smarter, better daughter. Yeah, I don't think Chris is going to allow that. So
no,
that's
absolutely not.
He's made it very clear he's not doing that again. So he's kind of putting his foot down, which they should have done sooner.
Yeah, the cuckening of Thor is over, I think.
Yeah. And then Salty said again, the X-Men, why would Marvel do nothing? Yeah, look, I think they're trying to save some stuff for when they reboot the X-Men, but yeah, who knows? JD Petty said it's 2006. Patrick Stewart is sending off Professor Xavier. It's 2017. Patrick Stewart is sending off Professor Xavier. It's 2026.
This is that what people like to use with the Dr. Manhattan, First Dr. Manhattan
Yeah.
sitting on Mars is 2006. I'm watching Patrick
Yep.
Stewart send up Professor Xavier. Yeah.
And-
Oh crap.
Yeah, I was gonna say
someone needs to do that with Dr. Manhattan.
yeah. Look, JD, you're not wrong. I mean, X-Men Last Stand was such a disappointment, and then 2017 was Days of Future Past, which the Xavier scenes in Days of Future Past are so freaking good.
They're amazing.
Yeah, but my worry here is both Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are getting so fragile now that it's like, oof. We'll see if they can pull through. Jamin D says he thinks the X-Men will have 5 to 7 minutes tops. Wild. I think
But this is like a 3 hour, right?
I think so, but I also have a suspicion that they're going to the X-Men's Earth.
I would expect at least 10, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah. We also know, because he let it slip. What's his name? That played Nightcrawler. Alan Cumming. Yeah, Alan Cumming let it slip that he has a fight scene with Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him because he's like, yeah, I was there. I wasn't really acting. I didn't act with anybody. And when I was it's like, I can't imagine that when you're an actor and yet you're not acting with anybody. You're just pantomiming the whole time.
Oh yeah, you're on a blue screen or green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's how they do films these days. I'm not a fan of it, but and then Kevin said they're really giving a lot of love to Cyclops, and I'm not even a Cyclops. Well, I don't feel like we've gotten a good representation of Cyclops in film.
We really haven't. Even the one kid who played him in the latter films, he didn't really do that great of a job. He did okay, but he wasn't great. I mean, Marsden's still the guy, and I hope Marsden gives Cyclops his due, and I can't wait. I'm a Cyclops fan.
Yeah. JD or Kaiser said X-Men will get the Black Bolt treatment.
We better not.
I mean, at least he looked kind of well. Yeah, no, I was gonna say at least he looked kind of cool when he blew Doctor Strange away, but you can't make up for them.
No, you can't.
Yeah, rough stuff. Oh, we got Roman in the house. Yes.
Hey.
2017 was Logan. So 24 was it 2014, 2012? I don't remember when Days of Future Past came
2015.
out. 2015. Gotcha. So we've had 4 send-offs for Xavier at this point with Patrick Stewart. So wild. All right. Real quick, we've got two more slides to go through, and these will be real quick because oh god. Look, I was not excited for this based on the book that they're basing it off of, and I got less excited when I watched Superman and saw how they had Supergirl acting and whatnot. And then I saw the trailer for this, and I got even less excited because I will say, if the comic book had anything going for it, and I'm talking about Tom King's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, at least Bilquis Ively, whatever the name is, at least the art in the world looked interesting. Here, it's just brown. It's just brown.
Yeah.
It's dirt.
It is honestly the least visually stimulating color you could utilize on a movie.
Yeah.
When it looks like shit, you're not stimulating the imagination. You're not sparking enthusiasm out of your audience.
Yeah. However, I will say I will be okay to watch whatever scenes Lobo's in.
Talk about a character who may only get 5, maybe 7 minutes.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Lobo only gets 5 minutes and that's it. But listen, Jason Momoa looks great here. He looks kind of crazy. He looks a little over the top, but I do think it looks good and right for Lobo. I think Jason Momoa is the perfect guy for Lobo, and I think James Gunn is actually a good person to write Lobo. So this might be the one thing we walk away with being all right, that was good. Everything else, trash.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But they've got like 2 or 3 images of Jason Momoa. They all look really good. I wouldn't mind a little Lobo movie if they just want to go batshit crazy and do something bonkers. If he does well. So
and I'm willing to bet you. I'm going to bet good money on it that this movie, the test audiences for this film, I guarantee you, it's going to be Lobo is going to be like one of the highest positives.
Oh yeah,
on those scorecards.
I wouldn't be shocked if they end up going back and doing like pickups to try to add more Lobo stuff in.
Yeah.
When all's said and done. Final few comments before we wrap up the night. We do have Roman saying, "I'm worried that Kaiser is right about the legacy characters." A brief remember that. Then Shang-Chi. Yeah. Yeah. And I think Shang-Chi is going to be like one of the main characters. So buckle up, Buttercup. Speaking of Guardians, and Roman put Supergirl has got no legs going in. The Gunverse is not doing well. They are not.
Well, and everything, and not just that. Look, everything is up in the air with Warner Brothers right now.
Yeah,
especially sales wise. And even if that sale goes through with whomever it is at this point, whether it be Paramount, is it Skydance, Paramount Skydance, or is it whomever, or Netflix? But it sounds like they're entertaining the Paramount deal again. But new ownership means heads are going to roll. There's going to be layoffs. Probably new people coming on board. And look, if these movies don't hit for James Gunn, he's probably going to be gone. And this Gunverse is going to be over before we knew it. How a lot of the films that were planned are already over before they even started.
Agreed. Yeah, and look, things don't look good from the Batman perspective because what is it, Batman Brave and Bold? They've got Christina Hodson writing. Who was that, you ask? She's the same one that wrote Birds of Prey, and she wrote The Flash. Like,
that was James Gunn's favorite superhero film of all time.
Oh God, yeah, stuff is not looking good for there.
And then he tried to defend her, like, "Oh yeah, look, the final product is not a reflection of the script." Bullshit. And so, now you're saying the film is garbage. Oh, I thought you loved the film. But he's trying to have it both ways. No, no. It's not working. We're not working out, buddy. So,
nope.
And look, I'll as well. I made no qualms about it. I am not a fan of Robert Pattinson's Wrist Cutter Batman, and I don't care what stars they bring in on it. I don't care what amazing writer says how great the script is. I'm not going to fucking be there. The first film turned me off so much. Visually, as well as with its racial politics, that I want nothing
visually.
To do with it. I want nothing to do with it.
I thought visually it looked good.
If I was watching Blade Runner,
I didn't mind it. I will say, I think the Matt Reeves side of this universe got a big boost of goodwill with Penguin, and then they're doing absolutely nothing with it right now.
If there was one positive to take away from that Robert Pattinson Wrist Cutter Batman movie, it was Colin Farrell as the Penguin. He was the one good character in that film.
Well, in that series, the show was excellent. So
I still have yet to watch that. I need to watch that.
Oh, dude, it's good. Highly recommend. And had Matt Reeves gotten to kind of do what he wanted to do with the Arkham Asylum aspect to doing series featuring the villains, I think it would have been really cool. But yeah, a lot of stuff on the table. Who knows what's going to happen? I think at this point we're getting Supergirl and Clayface and Green Lanterns or Lanterns, whatever it's called. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't get anything else. So
yeah.
Kaiser said that Batman is the most boring Batman. Womp womp.
It really is. I mean, the fact that it's 3 hours long, I mean, you're making it almost unrewatchable at that point. And like I said, I mean, the ending of that film, it really brought me back to watching the Lord of the Rings, that third film. I'm like, will this fucking movie end already? It just movie. Matt Reeves couldn't figure out when to fucking end the damn movie.
Yeah.
And what pissed me off even more, okay, we're on a little tangent about the Batman now. The fact that when I saw it initially, there was a lot that pissed me off about the movie. But at the end, when Batman jumps in that arena to try to stop the hired goons, and he injects himself to save himself, you see that green fluid, I'm like, oh my fucking god, Venom! They're giving him Venom! Oh shit! You're gonna get him addicted, they're gonna bring him Venom! And Matt Reeves like, no, it's not Venom, it's just adrenaline. Like, fuck you, Matt Reeves. God damn it. We couldn't
just
have
left it open.
You couldn't hint at it. You couldn't do that. Fuck you. And it couldn't give me that little glimmer of hope. And you know what? That little Easter egg. Screw you. And that's why I've got no interest really in the Batman 2.
I'll watch. I'd rather watch if you held a gun and said I had to watch one or the other, and it's the Batman.
I'll watch Batman and Robin.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Do you know how many times I've watched Batman and Robin in the past year? Just gleefully.
Yeah. No. Not that I'm saying I'm encouraging this, but I was with a group of friends in California where this was legal. But we all got high and watched Batman and Robin, and it was the best experience I ever had because we just giggled throughout the entire movie. Anyway, good times. Yep. So many Salty's got so many sellers of false hype for trash like Gun Superman and now Supergirl. Same with Picard season 3. Listen, I will always say that there was stuff in Gun Superman that I enjoyed, but I don't think he had enough serious moments to make the film land the way it needed to.
And that Picard season 3, look, I'm going to be like that. The third season, they did what they could to fix the damage. They did what they could. They knew that they fucked up the first 2 seasons. It's like, okay, maybe it wasn't a good idea to give Patrick Stewart control of the story. So yeah, they did what they could to fix it, and I respect them for that. They tried to give the fans what they wanted, especially toward the end. It's like, that's great.
We're getting, as fans, we're definitely getting what we want now with Starfleet Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm joking. That's awful. The Flash is the Taco Bell, the DCU. Yep, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. your pals will release. I love it. Good stuff. Excuse me. Well, that is pretty much it for the night. We hadn't talked the live action stuff in a while, so we wanted to take a moment to do this. I'm going to try to make sure I bring back Culture Popped at least once a month so we can keep up with what's going on. I have not, in case you're wondering, I have not watched a single episode of Wonder Man. I may or may not get to it. We'll see.
I could not care less.
Yeah, the level of care is so low, but I've heard from people that I do respect and trust that have said it's a good show, but it's not a good Marvel show. It's just it's really about Hollywood, and it's like, if you really know the inside dope about Hollywood, you'll get a kick out of it. And it's like, to which I say, I don't care. If you live there, sure, you have fun with that. You can enjoy it. Salty put wacky weed, hippy dippy Josh confirmed. Explains a lot, actually. No, I really don't. I think I've had marijuana 3 times in my life.
And you didn't inhale, correct?
I only smoked it once, and I didn't even smoke enough to get high because I did not like the smell, burn. None of it. So I'm more of an, if I'm gonna do it, I'd rather have an edible. But the first time it ever happened, I didn't know that I was eating cake that had pot in it, and I had like 2.5 pieces on an empty stomach while drinking Wild Turkey. So hot mess express that night. But that's a story for another time. It is a funny story, but it's for another time. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start wrapping things. Co-partner stoner. Yeah, I'm not cool enough to be a stoner, so sorry. But yeah, Drewski, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Dolan Waddick. You can find me on Instagram, Dolan_Waddick. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Are we going to do a show Thursday or no?
Yes, we're doing a show this Thursday. We're going to do Floppy Drop, and then we'll be here next Thursday as well. Good,
because Thursday I'm going to have some covers. I'm going to have some MegaCon exclusives to drop on Thursday. So we're going to be, stay tuned. These are a couple of these. I think I sent one or two to you, Josh.
Yeah.
They're pretty damn clever. So
pretty clever.
Yeah. So tune in on Thursday. See what we got coming at MegaCon.
Indeed. Yes. Hold on. I've got to address some of these comments because they're hilarious. Oh, sorry. Oh no, it keeps moving. baby lungs. Yeah, listen, I don't smoke. I don't, no matter what, I don't smoke. So I'm a little bitch with it. And Roman said the marijuana, last time I smoked, I yacked in a shrub. I don't know if I've ever seen you smoke, Roman, but I may or may not have video footage of you with a gummy. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I cannot remember the last time I laughed as hard as I did that night. What a fun night in Vegas. But you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Anyways, if you want to follow us, we are here Tuesdays and Thursdays. We will not be here next Tuesday. I've got a work event, so I'm going to be out late. But we will be here this Thursday for Floppy Drop and next Thursday for Floppy Drop. And we're going to be talking about this week's comics. So come and hang out with us and see what's good, what sucks, what we're Marvel and or DC thinking, and we will go from there. Other than that, you can follow the channel at By Popped on X. And then if you want to follow me, you can follow at Joshua L. McDonald on X or JoshWorks903. Just come hang out with us. We're a bunch of nerds. We like comics. We like comic book movies. We like movies. Drew's a big movie guy. I'm a big movie guy. We're always down to talk fun stuff. But until then, come back, see us on Thursday, and let's see what we have to say about this week's releases. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Get the fuck out!